Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, hosted by yours truly, Blitzball Champ, here on the U to the Two. So, it's been a little while. It's been a little while since I've done a Carolina Panthers video, but I just kind of wanted to do a quick video to just give some updates and kind of catch up on what's been going on. So yeah, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to do that. So let's get into it. Uh, First off, I want to say fans all around, or just in general, let's continue to keep Greg Olsen's son, TJ, lifted up in prayer. It's looking like he's going to need a new heart. So he's already gone through a number of heart surgeries. He's had a pacemaker installed. Just a little bit of background. TJ Olsen had a congenital heart defect, and apparently he went through like 3 open heart surgeries and also got a pacemaker installed. And apparently it's at the point, according to a tweet from Greg Olsen, it's looking like the heart that he currently has is reaching to an end. So it could lead to a heart transplant. So hopefully, and like I said, TJ, he's only 8. He's only 8 years old. So I just, pray for him, pray for the family, and just Lord willing that everything will work out. And if necessary, that he does need a new heart, hopefully everything will go well, and they can get him that new heart, can have a successful surgery, a successful heart transplant, and that he'll be able to keep pushing forward. Like I said, that was something that the Carolina Panthers have highlighted quite a bit ever since Greg Olsen came to the team. So, it's just really good to see Greg Olsen keep everybody updated on that. And, like I said, I encourage all fans, all players, to just continue to keep TJ and the Olsen family in your prayers. And hopefully just everything works out for little TJ. All right, moving on. So there was something that I wanted to point out. This happened a while back, and I kind of just wanted to mention it. So apparently, this was a couple of days ago. Looking at an article from David Newton on ESPN, and it reads: former Panthers quarterback Teddy Bridgewater was on a Zoom call for the Broncos today, and was asked about his comments last week on the radio, in which he said Carolina didn't practice too much 2-minute or red zone drills in 2020. Bridgewater said it was taken out of context, as though he was talking bad about offense coordinator Joe Brady. "Joe is my guy," he said. "We texted right after that. He's a South Florida guy. I'm rooting for him." Really? Really? Look, and I'm not, maybe this is the case, but let's just call it like it is. Teddy Bridgewater was baited into spilling his guts about how things were, and he gave in. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He gave in. So, I mean, to say that everything was taken out of context, uh, I have to disagree. Me personally, I have to disagree. Like, you could have just been like, you know what, that's in the past. Don't really want to go into that. Things just didn't work out. I'm at a new destination now, and that's what it is. You could have easily said that, because in return, Coach Matt Rule responded, in a better way, not putting them down or anything like that. So I don't know. I feel like when it comes down to it, Mr. McFadden baited him, baited Teddy Bridgewater into pretty much spilling, what went wrong. He baited him, and he took it. Plain and simple as that. So I don't know. Just think Teddy Bridgewater just needs to let it go. But at the same time, like I said before, we'll see how this season plays out with the Panthers and Sam Darnold and see if anything changes. If not, maybe Teddy Bridgewater was right. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. But a couple of moves have been made. So Carolina picked up defensive tackle Caraun Reid. Don't really know much about him, but he's a veteran. He's a veteran defensive tackle. He's been on a couple of teams. Pull up his stats. I mean, he's a 5th round pick out of Detroit from back in 2014. Let me pull up his overall stats. He has 55 tackles. 55 tackles. 38 of them solo tackles. He has 3.5 sacks. A forced fumble. 2 fumble returns. And apparently the 2 fumble returns he had were touchdowns. He had a fumble return in 2015 with Detroit and a fumble return with the Chargers in 2016. Huh. So he's done a little something. He's done a little something. 29 years old, 6'2", 292 pounds. More depth on the D line. Apparently he's from went to Princeton for college. To make room for him, they ended up waiving linebacker Chris Orr. But he's played with the Lions, the Chargers, Washington, the Colts, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Jaguars. So, I mean, hey, this is another veteran defensive tackle, especially alongside Daquan Jones. And then you got an up-and-coming Derek Brown. We also picked up Phil Hoskins and Davion Nixon in the draft. So, I mean, we're looking like we got a lot of depth on the D-line. With the defensive ends and the defensive tackles. I mean, could be seeing a lot of folks being rotated, but at the same time, we have to see how the 53-man roster ends up being. But another veteran defensive tackle, I'm not hating it. I can dig it. And not only that, also Carolina brought back defensive end Frank Herron. So they've kind of shuffled some things around. And, this was somebody that was on the roster earlier, and then they ended up bringing him back. So Frank Herron, in order to make room for that, they waived a different defensive end by Kendall Donnerson. So I remember doing a video on him, but now we've released him to bring back Frank Herron. But yeah, I won't go too much into detail with him, considering I did do a video on him before with some details. But 6'4", 305 pounds, undrafted rookie out of LSU. He's played with the Patriots, Seahawks, Titans, Lions, Dolphins. I mean, like I said, D line, depth at the D line. So I can dig it. I'm not against any of these, honestly. So like I said, we'll have to see how things shape up as OTAs continue and things like that. And not only that, our number one wide receiver, DJ Moore, has decided to switch numbers. He will now be rocking with the number 2. That's right. DJ Moore will be rocking number 2 going into this upcoming season. And I know Christian McCaffrey apparently was considering changing his number from 22 to 5. Of course, DJ Moore, he was number 12. Christian McCaffrey was considering going from 22 to 5, which 5 was his number at Stanford. But apparently it would have cost him like $1 million to do that, which I didn't even know you had to pay to get your number changed. But interesting. But I guess it makes sense. But that's not going to happen, so expect him to stick with number 22. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to look to see how things continue to go at OTAs. And I know I've been hearing some things about, Sam Darnold getting into the flow of things, getting really excited to just practice with everybody and really get immersed in the system. Apparently, J.C. Horn made a splash, got him an interception. Dante Jackson got him an interception as well. And I know folks want to say, you see that? Sam Darnold sucks. He's throwing interceptions and OTAs. It's like, really? I would think you would want to hope that both sides of the ball end up doing well. Another thing is supposedly Deshaun Watson is still up in the air and on the radar, and supposedly the Panthers are still considered a front runner to land Deshaun Watson. I was looking at some of Big Cat's recent broadcast about Deshaun Watson, and honestly, my thoughts on that, I think we need to let that go. Let's see what Sam Darnold can do. I mean, we've already done quite a bit to get him over here. I would think it would be kind of a slap in the face doing what they did to get him here and then going to turn around and trade him again even before a game has been played. Because I'm pretty sure if we're going to get Deshaun Watson, I'm pretty sure we would probably have to give up Sam Darnold to get him, amongst other players. And not only that, we still have no idea how this whole legal case, this civil suit, is going to go with Deshaun Watson. And there's already, the idea that, if there's going to be settlements, there's no telling how the NFL is going to take action over that. If all the accusers, the plaintiffs, want to come to some sort of settlement, there's no telling what the NFL might do as far as suspension with Deshaun Watson. I mean, what are you going to do if we get Deshaun Watson and he's suspended for like 6 to 10 games? I mean, I understand the argument over us not having quarterback competition. I get that. And yes, Deshaun Watson is a much better quarterback than Sam Darnold, hands down. But, I mean, if we end up getting him, if y'all want him so badly and we end up getting him and he ends up being suspended 6, 10 games or however many games, which I'm sure would end up being a handful, then what y'all gonna say? Then what y'all gonna say? You know? So, I mean, pick your poison. At the end of the day, I think we need to stick to the plan. Let's see how Sam Darnold does. New organization, new team, with better talent around him. New system. Let's see how he does. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. But if you ask me, I wouldn't do it. I would let it go. We've invested in Sam Darnold. Now we need to see what he can do. Because, like I said, with where he's at now, he can't make excuses. He's going to have to bring it. He's going to have to show up. And I think it's only fair, considering where he was at. I think it's a good idea to give him a chance to see if he can become a franchise quarterback. I don't see it happening in a season. Like I said, we might not make to the playoffs. But if we do make it to the playoffs, that's going to be a big eye-opener. Because it'll be a first time for Sam Darnold. I'm just saying. And if we do make it to the playoffs with him contributing, then you can't just ignore that. I'm sorry, but you can't just ignore that. Regardless if you like Sam Darnold or not. So, he got picked. He's here. Draft is over. That whole period and everything is over. The trade has been done. He's here. Let them go to work. Give them opportunity to prove themselves. If we gave Teddy Bridgewater that same thing, let's do that with Sam Darnold. Let's see what happens. Because, like I said, I'm not going to make any assumptions. I learned the hard way after giving up on the team the year that we went 7-8-1, and I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. Maybe you will, but I won't. So, anyway, that's pretty much all that I have. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on bringing back Frank Herron, picking up Caraun Reid, and yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. That way you can catch every video. And thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram signing off for some more Carolina Panthers talk. Hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will see y'all soon. Laters.